Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Suffering. Oh, how we love suffering, right? No suffering. We would avoid suffering if our lives depend on it. We would remove it right out of our lives. But what is the beauty? Is there beauty? I think there's some beauty in suffering. There has to be, because otherwise, um, I would have despair and hopelessness. But I don't. Um, this last fall, for some wonderful reason, um, my health has taken a dive, and I have tried to figure it out. I have tried to do everything that I can, even seeing my doctor. After almost a year of feeling like I'm in recovery, I'm in recovery. No, no, I'm not in recovery. The wonderful thing about Lyme's disease is um, it lowers your immune system. It's like the shield of protection is gone. Kind of like when you don't have your antivirus all booted up on your computer, you get viruses, and that is what I'm dealing with. And on top of that, there's some strange muscular skeletal issues that are causing me. I don't know whether it's arthritis. I'm not sure, but it's um, it's enough to make you really discouraged. And I have been trying to find many ways in which I can find hope and cheer in the midst of it, and have faith instead of fear. I am not going down the road of fear. I am not going to look up a diagnosis, though I have many times. It doesn't serve me, because all it does is feed fear. I am choosing to have faith that God can heal me if He wants to heal me. And I've been contemplating why so many of us, maybe it's just being an American, dislike suffering. Well, it sucks, really. Suffering sucks. And we suffer. The thing is, we all suffer in various ways. Some of us suffer financially, some of us suffer relationally, some of us suffer physically. There's so many different ways you can suffer in your job, and persecution, or racism. There's so many different ways we all suffer. But the problem that I see is, and I've contributed to it, is on all the social media we put our best foot forward, right? We want to look good, and and it makes us feel better. Honestly, I love to get dressed up because I don't do it very often, and because it fills my heart with cheer. Um, and I enjoy it. I enjoy it, um, because I find, um, like, it's okay to be put together on occasion, when usually, but what's going on in the inside is that I feel the opposite, because of the suffering, right? And but what I feel like God is telling me is, think about um, the piece of coal, right? All that pressure, all that pressure. And the pressure eventually produces a diamond. And I am trying to surrender my life to the Lord. That is how He has helped me cope with the suffering this fall. It started with examining a verse in James 1, where it says, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, when you face trials of various kinds, because the testing of your faith produces perseverance." And I was like, what? What? You know, we read through lots of verses and don't really think about them sometimes. It's like, oh, well, I read the Bible today. I feel good. Great. Well, how about joy? How do we have joy in the midst of suffering? Well, something caught my eye. It produces perseverance. Oh, it's the testing of my faith. I was like, oh, this trial is to test my faith. So, as a daughter of the greatest king on earth, how do I want to come through this testing? I want to do it as a loyal subject of the kingdom of heaven that trusts my God and my Savior with my body, with my health, with my relationships that are broken, that break my heart. They have broken my heart. Relationships are painful sometimes. But what do you do with the mess of it afterwards? What do you do with the mess of your body when it's not? You cry out to God. You cry out to God. But in the midst of my crying out to God, I have discovered this wonderful thing about surrendering to Him. And it's in the surrendering to Him that I will be like a diamond. Now, whether I pop out in heaven and shine like a diamond or it happens here on earth, I don't know, but that's part of the surrendering. The surrendering for me is not my will be done, Lord, but yours. I give you my heart. I give you my health. I give you my relationships because you're trustworthy. And the reason that you're trustworthy is that you created me with absolute delight. You took intention. You didn't rush. When you came to Heidi, and I'm like, I am creating Heidi. And I love Heidi already because I'm God and I see the beginning from the end. He's the Alpha and the Omega. And He took time, intention, design, care, and He gave me everything that I would need for life and godliness on this dark planet, which is becoming darker by the day. And it's in trusting Him and taking God at His word that I find hope and I find meaning. And some days it's really, really hard. But that's where the sacrifice of praise comes in. And I lift my voice to the Lord. I worship Him. I thank Him for even just small things like today. It's snowing outside and it's beautiful. I don't like winter. I would prefer not to be here. I feel trapped. It's hard for me to go out in the cold. It affects my body a lot right now. So I would much rather be in Florida on the beaches in my happy place. But that's not where I'm at today. And that is okay. Because guess what? In the hard things, there's beauty. There's beauty in the hard things. And that is where it's so important to go, it's okay that I'm suffering because one of these days I won't be. But on this journey, it's like, what am I discovering? What can I discover along the way if I trust God? And that's what I'm doing. So I know that there are other people out there that are suffering and don't know what to do with it. And I'm telling you, Jesus, He learned obedience through the things He suffered. And then He died on that cross for you and for me. I take consolation in that. I am so thankful because when He died on that cross, He broke the curse that was for me. And because he broke the curse, I do have the option. I do have healing as an option. I probably wouldn't have had that as an option before. And I could be like, well, why aren't you healing me? I thought I was going to be healed. In fact, I was having such a much better experience in the last year with my health that I really thought, you know what? Me saying I'm sick doesn't serve me anymore. I need a new thing to say when people are asking me. I'm like, well, I believe I'm in recovery, which is great. Well, new tests, right? And instead of being in despair and in discourage, I am trusting God. And I want to share my journey with others. I feel like the Lord wants me to do this. He wants me to share because here we have the Americans, the American dream, where we all want to look put together all the time. And it doesn't help each other really, because it creates this I can't relate to you. I can't relate to you because you're too perfect. I can't relate to you because you've got this perfect family and I don't. Or I can't relate to you because, you've got money and I don't. Whatever it is, you look at other people, especially on social media, and you go, they've got it all together and I don't. And then that creates this gap. But what we really need is to be honest with ourselves and honest with other people and say, I'm hurting. I'm hurting. And then have compassion on people who are hurting and love them well. I can have compassion on other people who are suffering because of the suffering I am going through. Now, if you happen to see me all put together and on a beach or somewhere, just know that I'm thankful for that gift of being dressed up or on the beach or somewhere fun. But deep down inside, I'm still wrestling, just like the rest of you. All of us are, right? And we need each other. We need each other to be real. This fake world that we have been inundated with from Hollywood, it doesn't serve us. And it isolates us, and we need each other now more than ever. So I hope you guys are getting ready for a wonderful Merry Christmas. And remember, it's really not about the presents underneath the Christmas tree. It's about the greatest gift that mankind has ever been given. You see, God created you special and with intention and purpose. And then he said, you're good. Heidi is good. I'm pleased with the creation I made. He loves you and he didn't make any mistakes. So I pray that your heart in your home is filled with the love of Christ this Christmas.